on Ukraine today. The war turns hotter than ever. A Ukrainian Su-27 jet takes out a Russian air defense system in a bold and fearless strike. Our drones own the skies in May, hunting invaders with deadly precision. Then a massive explosion on the Crimean Bridge. The USS strikes again after months of secret planning. But the big question remains, did Operation Spider's Web really cripple Russia's missiles power? And while Russian bases burn, the enemy pushes toward the northeast. Sumy is under threat. Is the full-scale assault coming? I'm Zurislava Kolesnikova and I'm here to guide you through the biggest breakthrough, the boldest mission and the battles shaping Ukraine's fight for freedom. Let's dive in. One fighter jet, one mission, one precise strike. During a high-risk sortie, a Ukrainian Su-27 from the 39th Tactical Aviation Brigade eliminated a Russian surface-to-air missile system while protecting a strike group. How did the pilot do it? What made this operation possible? A powerful move that secured the skies for Ukrainian forces and proved once again our pilots strike fast and fearlessly. Watch the full story afloat in our report.
On your screens are captivating shots of Ukrainian aviation at work against the enemy. The Su-27 destroyed an enemy air defense system during a combat mission. While carrying out a combat mission, a Su-27 aircraft of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine destroyed a Russian surface-to-air missile system. The event took place during a combat sortie to cover a strike group. The aircraft belongs to the 39th Tactical Aviation Brigade. The successful destruction of the air defense missile system was an important contribution to ensuring the safety of Ukrainian strike aviation in the combat zone.
This is how Russia shows its readiness for peace. On the morning of June 3rd, Sumy came under heavy fire. 5 direct hits from long-range MLRS killed 3 people and injured at least 25, including a 70-year-old. Some victims are in critical condition. One rocket pierced the wall of the 9th floor apartment. Another hit a road, setting a car on fire. One shell didn't even explode, a reminder that the danger hasn't passed. Why now? Why Sumy? And what does this mean for the growing offensive in the northeast? All the answers in our full report. On Tuesday morning, Russian forces launched a deadly attack on the city of Sumy using long-range multiple rocket launchers, likely a Tornado-S system with cluster munition. According to President Volodymyr Zelensky, the strike hit civilians street on purpose. Russians struck Sumy brutally, just the city, regular streets, hit with rocket artillery. A fully intentional attack on civilians, he said. At least 3 people were killed and many others were injured, including a 70-year-old. The rescue operation is ongoing, and all emergency services are working to help survivors. One rocket failed to explode but crashes through the wall of the 9th floor apartment. Elsewhere, a rocket hit the road and set a car on fire. The flames were quickly put out. Residential building, a hospital, a warehouse, private homes and cars were also damaged. Locals shared their stories. A taxi driver named Yuri said he and his passenger were stopped at a red light when the explosions hit. Glass shattered over them, but neither was hurt. Near the blast site, a cafe owner said wounded people ran inside to stop the bleeding. His wife was inside at the time. She is safe.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine Today. Join us now.
May turned into hell for Russian troops. The skies were ruled by Ukraine. Drone pilots from the Luhansk assault regiment for the Mia Salute brigade launched precise skies that hit hard. 79 Russian soldiers were killed or wounded. Enemy movements crushed. It wasn't luck, it was pure skill, discipline and cold calculation. May was a nightmare. June could be worse. More in our report.
Meanwhile, Lyut turned May into a living hell for the occupiers. In May, the skies above the enemy truly belonged to Ukraine. The UAV operators of the Luhansk Assault Regiment from the United Assault Brigade of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Lyut, organized a real feast for Ukrainian drones and a true hunt for the invaders. 79 Russian occupiers experienced Ukrainian hospitality firsthand, being killed or wounded by precise airstrikes. Enemy equipment went up in flames and ashes. Attempts at rotation and resupplying ammunition were thwarted at the outset. These are not just numbers. The point is, this is the result of surgical precision, iron discipline, and predatory determination. Every strike is a cold calculation and a warrior's passionate heart. The unit operates with the skill of a surgeon and the ruthlessness of a storm. And if May was a black month for the enemy, then June promises to become a true fiery hurricane. Ukrainian falcons know no rest, for they have the wings of vengeance and the eyes of justice. And now we need to hear the experts' opinions on Operation Web and how it affects Russia's missile capabilities.
At exactly 4:44 a.m., a powerful explosion rocked the Crimean Bridge, in what is now confirmed as planned operation by Ukrainian security service. According to sources, the mission had been months in the making. Ukrainian forces successfully planted explosives deep beneath the structure, specifically targeting underwater support columns. The result, a devastating blow with the force of 1,100 kilograms of TNT, causing critical damage at the base level of the bridge. There were no civilian casualties. The timing was calculated to avoid harming innocent people, but the structural integrity of the bridge is now in question. Experts say it is in emergency condition and could be out of service for a long time. This is a direct hit to one of Russia's most symbolic and strategic roads, and a clear signal Ukraine can strike anywhere. Ukraine's bold strike may not stop Russia's missiles attack overnight, but it may have changed the game. Experts say Operation Spider's Web has likely reduced Russia's ability to launch mass missile strikes. The loss of strategic bombers like especially older aircraft no longer in production could have long-term effects. But for now, Russia still has missiles and launch platforms. It's too early to say their strike power is gone. Analysts warn we don't know the full scale yet. Russia may be hidden losses. Estimates say 12-13 planes were hit, maybe more. So what's next? Could Russia recover, or was this its turning point? Find out in our report.
Overall, Russia still retains the potential to launch massive missile strikes against Ukraine, but this potential has become more limited. According to experts, the Ukrainian Operation Web, aimed at disabling Russian strategic bombers, primarily has long-term significance and will not lead to an immediate collapse of the enemy's strike capabilities. The exact extent of the damage remains uncertain. It is unclear exactly which types of aircraft were hit and what condition they were in. Experts emphasize that Russian aviation is mostly based on outdated equipment such as the Tu-95, for example, which has not been produced for a long time. Losses among aircraft with little remaining service life can significantly affect combat capability. However, it is still too early to speak of a complete loss of the ability to carry out mass strikes. Russia still has the means for such attacks, but their quantity and quality are likely decreasing. It is also possible that part of the aviation will be reserved in case of a potential conflict with NATO. At the same time, experts urge caution when interpreting current assessments of the operation's results. Many conclusions are drawn based on incomplete data, such as satellite images, which can distort the real picture. According to preliminary estimates, about 12 to 13 aircraft have been hit, but the real number may be higher, especially considering the likely concealment of losses in the first hours after the raid. Thus, the impact of Operation Web is still unfolding, and its consequences for Russian strategic aviation will only become clearer over time. Meanwhile, on the front, Russia is increasing pressure in the Sumy direction. It is also currently known that the enemy has struck the city of Sumy with long-range Tornado-S multiple launch rocket systems using cluster munitions.
Russian forces are closing in, advancing up to 15 kilometers into Sumy region. Is the city of Sumy next? Cluster rockets from Tornado-S system, drone strikes and ground assaults, all hitting key villages near the city. Russia has taken several statements and is pushing toward Konstantinivka. Is this the start of major offensive or a pressure tactic? Experts say the full invasion is unlikely for now, but the danger is growing. Why is Sumy so important to Russia, and how strong is Ukraine's defense? Find out in our report.
Russian forces are increasing the intensity of offensive actions in the north of Sumy region, advancing 12 to 15 kilometers deep. Such a distance potentially allows the use of artillery and drones to strike directly at the city of Sumy. This is exactly what we saw this morning when the Russians carried out a strike with their multiple launch rocket systems. According to analysts, the offensive is taking place simultaneously in 3 directions, to the north and to the northeast of the regional center. Geolocated materials confirm the advance of Russian forces near Andriivka and Yablunivka. There are also reports of the capture of several settlements, including Oleksivka, Novomikhailivka and Kondrativka, as well as an advance toward the outskirts of Kostiantinivka. An increase in the number of ground attacks is being recorded in the areas of Andriivka, Yunakivka and Miropilya. These actions are accompanied by artillery strikes and the use of drones, which may indicate preparations for an assault on the city. However, according to experts, a full-scale capture of the city in the near future is unlikely. Russian forces remain limited and the defense of Sumy has been reinforced. Units from various motorized rifle, naval and airborne formations are operating in the area, which indicates the strategic importance of this bridgehead for the Russian command. Overall, the situation is difficult but under control. Despite everything, the armed forces of Ukraine are holding the line.
That's all for today on Ukraine Today. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment and hit the bell so you never miss an update from the front lines. Most importantly, become part of our team. Support independent Ukrainian journalists who even during war stand on the side of truth. Your support helps us keep going. Join us and stand with Ukraine.